Week 9, we got an interesting matchup here as Sam Howell and the Washington Commanders go up against Mac Jones and the New England Patriots. Both teams did not have the month of October that they would have liked to have had, as the Patriots are sitting at 2-6 and the Commanders are at 3-5. Commanders are definitely still within the playoff hunt for the wild card. I mean, there's a lot of things up in the air, I'd say, when it comes to the wild card just overall. Definitely feel like they're out of the division with two teams up in front of them. Patriots, I have a feeling I have started to trade up in my 2024 mock drafts for the New England Patriots for a specific
position
mascot. Just because of just where the situation's at. I just feel like that's the direction that this organization is going. And it's unfortunate, too, just because you guys have been decimated with injuries.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this team had a very big talent gap compared to the rest of the NFL to begin with. And then in all the years of watching football, as a Patriots fan, I think this is probably the worst year in terms of injuries that I've ever seen. I mean, you look two top defensive players, Matthew Judon, Christian Gonzalez, out with injuries.
I think in the same game, too, right?
Yeah, in the same game. It
was a 0-0 Cowboys game, too, right? Like they were already down 30 points or something.
Well, Christian Gonzalez got hurt in like the beginning of the second quarter. It was like 10-3, I think. And then, but Matthew Judon, yeah, it was like 30 to 31-3 when he got hurt, which is just odd that he was in the game. Anyways, but then now, like, you lose your top offensive weapon in Kendrick Bourne, who's having a really good season.
Yeah,
as good of a season as you can have on the Patriots this year. But, anyways, like they're just decimated. They've had revolving doors at both tackle spots with injuries all across the offensive line. It's just been a disastrous season for Bill Belichick, Mac Jones, and the entire New England Patriots team. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the offseason. The offense looked like it had some sort of rhythm against the Bills a couple weeks ago, and then they actually looked like they had a little bit of rhythm against the Dolphins in like the first quarter and a half. And then Mac Jones, to close out the second quarter through another horrible pick, went down. Dolphins scored a touchdown, made it 17-7 going into the half. And that was like, it wasn't game, but you could kind of feel it was like, oh, okay, well, we've seen this movie before. So,
well, yeah, and it's just we're still trying to figure out how to stop this offense, this Miami offense.
Yeah.
And it's where with all the injuries that you have, and then also with Mac Jones as well, it seems like maybe not playing up to the level that we feel like he can be playing, and just making these just turnovers. It'll be interesting to go back and look at the season, and then like how much of this was Mac Jones, how much of this is like learning the offense, how much of it was lack of receiving weapons, how much was it the lack of offensive line. It's probably yes to every single one of those.
Yeah, that's what I was
so it's good. It's just gonna be interesting to see then where the team goes from here in the direction that they go, because it's not like you're starting to narrow down the problems. It's almost like you're just creating more problems, and you only have so many picks. You only have so much money in free agency as well.
Yeah, they do have a lot of money in free agency. They also, I think, have 8 or 9 picks this year. I can't quite remember, but like they have picks. It's just you look at guys that are going to come in and compete right away for playing time at an NFL level, and it was like, yeah, you need top 100 picks bad, and they only have like I think the standard 3. So that to me is going to be interesting to watch. But let's talk a little bit about the Commanders. They have been an interesting team. This offense, I think, is playing a lot better than teams are giving them credit for. Specifically in the throwing game, they're averaging about 268 yards a game. They're not running the ball super well with only 86 yards a game. But still, I think Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, and Cast are getting the job done. Not Asante Samuel.
Curtis Samuel.
Yeah. He's doing a good job too. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Commanders are going to bring to this game. This Patriots defense is also lost Juwan Bentley to a hamstring last week as well. And he's kind of the general play caller for that team. And once when he went out was when Miami started to really put up a lot of points in that matchup. So it's going to be interesting. Let's go ahead and get into the predictions here. But before we do that, if you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. It's the best way to help out the channel, and you get notified when we create new content. So please do that, and we appreciate everybody helping us reach our goal of getting 2,000 subscribers before Halloween. And with that being said, Tyler, I'm going to throw it over to you for your prediction.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the Commanders here. I know the Commanders are sitting at 3-5, but I think you have some things to be intrigued about for the Commanders team. I think Sam Howell has played well. He's had those essentially. I know he's not a rookie, but like his first full season as a starter moments. But at the same time, though, he has also had some moments where you go, "Wow, this guy's got some talent." And he's got good talent around him. You already mentioned the skill position players. I think the areas where they're going to need to improve on is going to be the offensive line, and I think they still are going to need to improve on the secondary. We are recording this Monday night, so it will be very interesting to see if anybody moves, especially on the defensive front, like Chase Young or Montez Sweat, by the 5 p.m. Eastern deadline tomorrow on Tuesday of Halloween. So very spooky stuff. Anyways, sorry. I hope you're laughing at that. Anyways, but in general, though, when it comes to this game specifically, I just think the Commanders are just going to just outmatch them. I really was wanting to go with New England because I feel like you're going to go with Washington. I need to pick up some games on you here. Like maybe this just seems like a dumb game that Washington's going to lose, similar to the one that they had a couple weeks ago to the Giants, where they lost 14-7. But at the same time, though, it's like that's going to require the Patriots to play good defense for 60 minutes, and just with the litany of injuries that they have. And also, that's going to require them to score 2 touchdowns as well. So I think that's going to be tough for the Patriots also. But I think looking forward, I think this is going to be a good game. Keep the Commanders kind of in the playoffs, build some confidence. But at the same time, though, looking at the 2024 offseason, I'm looking at offensive linemen, and I probably maybe defensive front seven, because you already addressed the secondary a bunch. Even though I will say I think the Emmanuel Forbes pick was a horrible pick, because they could have gotten Christian Gonzalez. So maybe they'll do the secondary again. But that's some fun conversations moving forward here. But I'm going with Washington. Who are you going with here?
I'm also going to go with Washington. So New England has they're throwing to guys out of the stands at this point. Demario Douglas, to be fair, has looked like their most electric and probably best receiver so far this year. And then the other guys, Kendrick Bourne, Devontae Parker, are hurt. Kendrick Bourne's not coming back. Devontae Parker got a concussion. Last year he had a concussion and missed 3 weeks. And so now Mac Jones he's going to be thrown to Tyquan Thornton, Demario Douglas, Kayshon Boutte, and Jalen Reagor. Those are their only 4 receivers on their roster at the moment, unless I'm missing one, but I don't think I am.
But you say Matthew Slater?
Matthew Slater's a special teamer. He doesn't play receiver.
He might be.
Well, to be fair, yeah. I feel like I am missing one, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyways, they're just so decimated. The big thing, though, is New England is giving up a pressure rate like I have never seen. They had a 48.3% pressure rate in last week's game. And to put that in perspective, I want to say if you have over 28% pressure rate, that is that is a way above average pressure rate, and you need serious help on your offensive line. The Patriots are at I think 41.5 on the season. They have just an atrociously bad offensive line. I put all the blame really on Bill Belichick for that. Just personnel wise, they are not prepared. The Cole Strange pick was it gets worse and worse by the game. And so I'm just extremely frustrated with this team. And looking at Washington, they're going to be able to send 4 guys and just demolish this pocket in any semblance of what they'll set as a pocket. And they'll drop 7 into coverage. I do expect this will be probably a multi-turnover game for Mac, just getting used to throwing to different receivers, throwing to much lesser receivers. And so it's going to be interesting to see how this game turns out. I think this could be a final stand for Mac Jones. And I don't think Bill Belichick will get fired, but I think this could be the game that pushes Kraft off the edge. It would come the end of the season. So yeah, Not a really positive message for Patriots fans there, but I just think it's I think it's time, and I think this season you can go ahead and throw it in the trash for the Patriots. So
now I did it like
well, there was some hope after they beat the Bills. They were like, okay, maybe they found a rhythm and can turn it around. And then last week it was just okay. No, that it was just a fluky game.
I think that win, and it was a good win, but I think that was more of an indicator of the Bills.
Yeah, and how bad they are
than the Patriots.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You guys lost to this team.
Yeah.
So I had to get these in now. I normally have never been able to do this. So.
But no, so we're both going to go with the Commanders. Let's go ahead and wrap this video up now. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on who you think is going to come out ahead in this matchup. So go ahead and put probably the Commanders most likely. But other than that, we will see you guys next time.